cheeks are rosy. It's cold outside.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's SEO Question and Answers with Chris and Craig. So, good to see you guys. Before we go into anything, do check out Niche Website Builders up there. I actually get caught out, Chris, actually. So, I've always been pointing that way.
Oh, crap, it's mirrored today. Oh, no, you got me.
It has came to light that I've been pointing the wrong way for all this time. And no one said a fucking thing.
I thought you knew.
Nah, dude, everyone thought that. They're like, I thought you were fucking around. I'm like, nah, it's there. So anyway, check out each website builders, guys. The link is below. I can't go wrong with that. Or up there. But
jeez, it's mirrored.
We are here to answer your questions, so let us know what your questions are over in the live chat there. We do have Mr. Darren Muzzy.
What's up, Darren?
Let us know where you're from and who is there, because a lot of earwiggers who like to listen in.
Lurkers.
I think the echo is coming from Chris. Can't be me, man.
Well, let's see here. Echoes, huh?
Boom. Whoa. Chris. That's gone.
Is it me or no?
No, I think it was. I promise you, I think it was you, man.
Sorry.
This is a professional fucking studio I'm in.
I don't even want to show you what I got going on in here today.
Oh, dude. I've still not seen your screen in action either. I need to consider getting it.
It's a fun. I've been messing around with it. I need a longer cord because I've been messing around with it. I had my son down here playing with it, but I need a longer cord for it to be behind the set because it comes with a cord that's, 3 foot. I need it to be about 8 foot to be able to have the distance so you could actually zoom in and zoom out. Yeah, I'm waiting on that. I'm cheap too, so I'm waiting for it from China. I'm like waiting. I'm not paying for Express.
Darren, you know it's him. You know it's him. But Aaron Powell has sent you an email the other day, Chris.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron.
Aaron, you might get a reply in about a year's time.
I've been trying to do better with it, man. I've been trying a lot better lately.
Aaron, God's honest truth, hand on heart, this is the true statement. Mark Lawrence, a mutual friend of Chris and I's, mailed him last June, and I swear to fuck, he replied about 3 weeks ago. It was insane amounts of times, just so that your expectations are realistic, Aaron. But I'm sure he'll look now and sort it out.
I've been taking care of any of the leads that have been coming in on the site, any of the pages. We've been definitely getting to those. But I get a lot of randos. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even sure where they find these emails from. Some emails, like I never promoted ever. They'll come in at like Chris Palmer SEO services at Gmail. I'm like, wait, how did you even get this email? Like, gee, did you see that in a video or something? It's wild.
Ash has a question here. How did you set up your Gumtree South Africa account? Did they give you any issues? No issues for me. My ads keep getting taken down, but I have a domain email and also made with a South African address on it. I'm not sure why you would have that issue, Ash. If you've got a proper domain email, and you've actually used a South African address, there is absolutely no way why that should be suspended. But ask their support as what's going on. I mean, they've let people like me and many others use it, and I've never heard of anyone having any major problems with it. but I would ask your support as what is it you want from me, in order to be able to post on there. I'm not sure if it's a new account, a new email, it's not been warmed up, and it's triggering something. I'm not sure. Difficult one, but have you heard it, anything like that, Chris, with Gumtree emails not working?
I can't even say I've really utilized Gumtree that much, so I'm sorry.
No.
So no, I haven't heard of it. I never ran into the issue either.
El Del, hello. Still no leads top. Gorilla Grass. I have got lead shots on though, if that counts. TG Bowman, how's it going? Aaron Powell had a lot of work for you, Chris. So reply. And Kazi Farhan seconds the condition of Chris's replies.
I know Kazi, he's a good guy.
I sent it to you from your own website, so
nice. Yeah. We'll see it.
You'll see it. Just harass him, Aaron. You eventually get it. You eventually get him somehow. Purple Aki is saying, is Chris talking at Chiang Mai? Are you talking, Chris?
No, I wish.
He wishes.
No.
Never say never. Never
haven't made it to the big top yet. One day.
But I'm sure you'll get there eventually. They do one thing. Diggity doesn't like the same speakers year on year. So that's always a good thing. I last spoke there 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. So you don't get. Obviously, it was off for COVID and stuff as well, but he does change it up. That's for sure. So I'm sure your name will be in there in the mix, Chris.
One day. That would be insane. I remember just wanting to go to Rockstars. Chiang Mai would be like, dude, sick. An accomplishment for real. I'd be super proud.
It's an amazing place as well. It's just proper chilled out, man. Like, yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it anyway. But Joe Marichich is here as well. Hey, you guys. Hamid has a question. One of my sites has completely disappeared from the SERP despite the pages being indexed. Would you guys have any tips for it? What would your advice be on that, Chris?
Well, have you been link building? Did you make any changes recently? For it to disappear, there had to have been an action of some sort. So I think right now, depending on how long you've already waited, I would probably just hang tight, but double check Search Console and see if there's anything wrong. Is it in the sitemap? Is there any internal links going to the page? Have you built links to it? Did you, robots TXT it by mistake? Double check some of the technical aspects and then just give it some time. That would be my best rec. Yep.
Yeah.
Anything to add there? What do you think?
Nah, I think, give it some time. Again, for a website to completely disappear, has Google done a little update and it's glitched out or whatever? What I'd say is don't panic. Try and check the basics. Make sure there's no fuck up on there. Sometimes it might just be a glitch type thing, and it may pop back. But it's difficult to say without seeing it. But there, like Chris says, there has to have been something that's potentially triggered that. If it's not been an update. But yeah, what Chris says, there's not much else I can add without actually seeing for myself. But the big thing is just don't panic. Just sometimes things happen and people go and make wholesale changes very, very quickly. And I think that can be to the detriment of your website if you're rash. So
yeah, don't go changing a bunch of stuff. That's for sure. Not that I've ever done that.
I've been that guy a million times over. So yeah, just be wary of that. Reda Iba, what do you think about this plugin WP PAA generator? It's like WP automatic, but with Chat GPT technology. Have you played with it, Chris?
I personally haven't. So I can't talk on it.
Estinger Vault. Brutal plugins. Yeah, I've not played with it either. I was just having a quick look. Can't comment, but I'm sure it's always good to play with. Why not? Adam Hawthorne from Wales. Good to see you, Adam. Hope all is well down in Wales. Hopefully it's not as cold as it is up here. That's the main thing, Adam. Sacklane, good to see you, mate. Hi, Chris and Craig. Is WordPress still your go-to for lead gen sites? You still a WordPress fan, or you play around with Duda as well, don't you?
Duda. I mean, there's some WordPress, Carrot, just static sites too. All of them. There's no go-to. It's whatever's going to be easy to use at the time, and it depends on what we're pitching. So, Carrot for some stuff, sometimes HTML, sometimes WordPress. Yeah, I'm pretty comfy with static and WordPress though.
Like most people will say they're comfortable with WordPress.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't like change. If WordPress works, I'm a massive WordPress fan. I'm not going to lie, so I don't like change. So I've had a look at Duda and I've had a look at others, but yeah, I'm not a man for change. Socks are a start. Shorts, not socks. That's taking it too far. TJ Bowman wants to know your thoughts on Bard and Bing's moves with AI. You read much into it?
Sure, I've not heard this question once or twice, but thoughts on Bard, Bing's moves with AI? I haven't heard anything on BARD. I have no idea what. I'm sorry.
That is Google's version of AI, which is out to destroy. Well, I'm assuming to destroy ChatGPT. So, so all of this ChatGPT is going to change to Bard, and yeah, it's interesting times, but
oh, I see. Nah, I didn't. First time seeing it. When was this article published? Oh, 2 days ago. So yeah. They just started talking about it 2 days ago.
Yeah,
they usually like to cause an uproar, you know.
It's out in the coming weeks, so hard to give too much an opinion without seeing it, but got to embrace it. We'll see what happens, but I don't think SEO is dead by any stretch of the imagination. We will just have to embrace it, and if we can use it, we can use it, and if we can't, keep doing what we're doing.
And God forbid if we actually have to pay an actual writer, right? Like we wouldn't want that. Like, oh no, we might actually have to like come up with actual ideas and pay actual writers. You know, gee, that would suck.
That tees up the next question perfectly from Kazi. Have you tried ZimWriter by Matt? This thing is pretty nice. No affiliation. Have you tried ZimWriter?
Is that the one that changed their name? It was like AI writer or something.
I'm not sure if they changed their name, but ZimWriter, guy called Matt Zimmerman, has this Windows-based tool, and dude, it's spitting out some real good stuff.
So yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I like it.
It's I've actually got to reach out to Matt. I was due to have him on my podcast last week, but something came up, and I need to reach out. But so far, so good on ZimWriter from my perspective. And I know of many others who feel and think the same. So it's definitely one to consider.
Take a look at. Yeah, I like
that. But yeah, you if you're going to try everything out there, just watch your bank balance, because guys like Joe Marichich and all that stuff that are in the chat there, they try them all. Every single tool out there, insane. Yeah, but ZimWriter, I took the plunge and got the lifetime license for it, plugged it into the old API, and yeah, spat out some good stuff. So definitely one that so far so good is all I'll say. But Harish, can a delivery-only CBD service change primary category to cannabis store from delivery service? Category name to get local advantage. Does it trigger a suspension?
I mean, well, that's 50-50. And two, do you want to do that? Are all the other competitors, is that what they're utilizing in order to show? Because if everyone else is utilizing that, then yes, I would make the switch. As far as the secondary part of the question, the suspension, it could happen. You might want to add it as a secondary and then go in there and remove the original. So that way it moves up, if you want, but it's 50-50 if it causes a verification. I don't know about a suspension, but a re-verification for sure. Maybe 50-50.
50-50. Nerdy Romero watches these on 1.5 speed. He actually mentioned yesterday that might be an actual nightmare with you. But hey, let us know how it's going, Nerdy, for Chris Palmer, because he did ask the question. He's like, do you think I could do this with Chris Palmer? We're like, depends on what mood you catch Chris in. If he's in one of the rocket fuel moments, ranting and raving about something, it may be a bit of a problem, but
depends on the day. Yeah, that's for sure.
Live F1 fan says Bard will destroy ChatGPT. What's up, guys? From Kevin Holloman. Good to see you, mates.
Oh, it's going good. Get the questions in. Got a lot of people.
Question.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kazi has got GBP sites working and can get the website working and use it again. You guys know a surefire way to get the GBP out of the processing phase faster?
No, I don't know about faster. I don't know. I don't know how you could make it hurry up. No, it's processing. You got to wait your time. Get in line. Wait your time, Kazi. That's it, man. Hey, Google, it's me, Chris. Yeah, you think you could hurry these CBD stores up, bro?
Oh, yes, so Joe is asking your thoughts on Google Maps' new GMBO AI replacing the map snack pack with AI chat.
Oh my gosh, all these new like CBGDs and BARDs and my thoughts. I have zero idea what the GMBO even is. I'm not gonna lie, I can go and look though, and then I'll give you my quick thoughts here. GMBO AI.
I just love how you're actually admitting that you're typing it out this time.
Yeah, hey, I mean, I can't know them all. Snack pack? No, where did you even read about this? Map pack AI? I didn't even hear anything about that. No comment at this time.
I have a slight confession.
What's that?
That's just someone trolling you. I'm not going to name names, but just in case anyone gets confused, we just wanted to see Chris's reaction to something that he didn't know, to see if he would wing it or he would do the secret Googling again.
Mm-hmm.
You passed the test this time, Chris.
Nice, thanks.
But Joe, or whoever that is that's doing that's a good one. That is a good one.
I went looking too. I'm like, it's like magazines and weird stuff is showing up. I'm like, what is this? Where did you even read this?
Live F1 fan, have you guys been using CTR Booster for YouTube or any new alternatives?
I have not utilized CTR Booster. I tried a couple tools for YouTube, but nothing that was worth either the money or the time. Nothing currently. Nothing that is like, wow, that's worth the money and the effort. There's a lot of tools out there, but you have to buy a lot of accounts. You're always refreshing accounts. It's always running. Like, is it all really worth it? I don't know.
Fucking bollock.
Not for me.
Yeah, I'm the same as Chris. I just, yeah, I'm fed up of even looking. YouTube is one of those things. There's tools for everything, but there isn't that many for YouTube.
No.
So, yeah, let us know if you know of anything live F1 fan.
Yeah, please. Other than vidIQ, I do use that. I like that one. Do you use that, Craig? vidIQ or TubeBuddy?
vidIQ.
Yeah, that's what I like because the little gauge, it's like, oh, this is a good keyword. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
visual.
vidIQ is. I did use TubeBuddy for a while, but I think just the interface with vidIQ, I like it. It's just boost this video, and it's just easy to use. So,
did you go in there and change the text file so you can have the pro version?
Yeah,
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 me too.
But Kevin, Brad, you're better getting on Facebook. He responds to Facebook messages. I don't actually have his email, but get him on Facebook, ping him, and he will get back to you on there. Brad Maybury, Maybry. Yeah, Maybury. I'll reach out to me on Twitter. I can send you a link on Twitter if you reach out, dude, and get you his information. All-purpose work. Will ChatGPT and Google Bard will affect SEO negatively? What you guys have to say on it? So, what do you think, Chris?
Well, I'm sure they're actively trying to combat it. Currently, I don't know how well they're winning currently. But do I think that Google is going to be able to catch up? Of course, if they feel as though it's really going to affect their products. So are they going to spend money to combat it? Only if it's messing up their money, right? If it's affecting their products, then yes, they're going to win because it's Google. But as of now, I don't see any issue with it. But how could that possibly, why would AI content mess with their product though? Right? Like we're producing content that's, at least has been stated before, right?
Yeah.
It must be good. Like why would they want to, for what? What would be the purpose? Like why would they spend money to fight that? I don't get it.
I mean, the danger for, if I'm looking at this from a Google perspective, we don't want douchebags like you fucking smashing out hundreds of thousands of pages, doing this. That's the fucking problem. Like, AI is great and all that, but there's people like you who will then make that automated and they'll have shit spitting out on websites as people are, with their Python scripts and everything. And obviously their indexing system or website space that's taken up, that's a resource for them. Why the fuck would they let you away with that? And it will affect their money. So it's
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
yes.
It's just going to be a cesspit. If they didn't combat it, then Google's going to be a cesspit of people like you, me, and everyone else shitting out all sorts of stuff. So there has to be some form of quality guidelines, and there's obviously a cost to Google to function. So they have to cut out the shit. Is the way I see it. But
fair enough.
But
server resource.
And server resource and everything. You imagine guys like, you see some guys, I've seen them on Twitter and Facebook and all that. Yes, we're just going to put another batch of 500,000 pages up, and you're just like, fuck. They're not even, sticking up 50. It's 500,000 and stuff like that. So people are not even, just giving it a little bash. They're giving it a full
going
on.
hard.
Yeah. And that's the problem with SEO, guys. A little window of opportunity comes, and every motherfucker tries to
run through it.
Yeah, all at the same time. So, yeah. But Aaron is starting to build pages on his website with service areas on it. Is it good to grab the picture and URL from Google Maps just to put it in there for local relevancy?
Just to put in there for local relevancy. So you're building pages on a website with service areas on it. Okay, so you have service area pages. Is it good to grab the picture plus URL from Google Maps just to put in there? I mean, if you want to take a screenshot and edit it as an image, well, you know, it's an easy image to grab. Do I think that that's going to give you an SEO benefit because you utilized an image? No, doubtful. Very, very doubtful, you know. So if you want to use it as an image, sure, go ahead, you know, but I don't see a benefit SEO wise for using that specific image.
Yeah. Business Growth Ready says a nice homemade Dreamweaver HTML site, fast and no worries of hacks. Facebook user, I hate asking this because every SEO expert is constantly tweeting about it. But what's your opinion on AI SERP? Scroll time from query to ads to organic.
I don't know, Craig. What do you think?
You know, I think.
What can I think?
I mean, my opinion on AI search, Bing, you know, are apparently or have already, you know, incorporated that. While Google, I mean, I couldn't care less about Bing. You know, it's a small amount of traffic. Would Google replace a knowledge panel with some kind of search, AI searcher or whatever? Maybe. Who knows? But you know, I certainly think it's hard to break habits. People have been Googling things for 25 years or whatever it is, if not longer. And people like visuals, they like videos, they don't, who the hell searches using AI search? You know, that's the big thing. Obviously, if Google incorporate it into their homepage, if you like, then more people may be inclined to use it. But that remains to be seen whether Google would incorporate that, because they obviously don't have the ads down the right hand side, the knowledge panels there, but are they likely to replace that knowledge panel with AI search? Who knows? Maybe that was part of the overall thing when they changed the Google ads away from, you know, being down the right hand side to, you know, the 4 and the 3 at the bottom. That may have been the thought process behind that, but who knows? But it's difficult to say at the moment. We'll just have to see and see how it goes. See how it goes. But as Joe says, AI is fast food, not always good for you or SEO. I never thought I'd hear you saying that, Joe. Never thought I'd hear you saying. But he does say he's detoxing from SaaS, maybe. Yeah, crazy bunch of guys that are, which is great to see, people trying stuff and all that. And Joe says the tool was called AI Writer for Windows, Chris, the Zimmer writer. So
that's the one I have. Yeah, I like it.
It's some good content. Absolutely horrendous interface, but hey, if you're watching, Matt, it does a good job. Because I looked at it and I downloaded it, and I'm like, I looked at the interface and I was like, what the fuck is this? But and
I don't like the fast key thing.
No,
like I just want a start button, dude.
Yeah.
Like start, okay, we're ready. Like I don't like that crap. And sometimes it like loads up other pages. I'm like, what the, and if you have any other windows open, it won't load. I'm not feeling that. But other than that, it's great.
Yeah. And you can batch do stuff, which is also good. Heinrich, good to see you, mate. Is it good for Google to have more than one author for blog articles, and can it be dummy authors?
Well, you can definitely have more than one author. You know, but isn't there a section for the co-authors and then the illustrator? There's separate sections inside of schema. So yeah, I think like the idea they break it down inside of the schema. So if you're going to utilize other names, so you can start creating like entity relationships with people, like, oh, this is an expert in this field. This is an expert in this field. just follow the schema, like the way they break it down. Like they have specific names, you know. So when you're making your authors page and you're trying to build entity relationship, is what I assume you're doing. Break it down so it makes sense inside the schema. So can you have it? Yes, and then follow the rest. Whatever schema says. Okay, the illustrator, this guy does this, this guy does this. That's what I would do. I've only done that once though. You know, yeah, yeah. With the Bragg cooler, a client of mine had like these Bragg coolers, and we were building out like author profiles to become experts, and it was very, very effective for those coolers. Yeah, cold therapy. Yeah.
Hopefully that answers your question, Heinrich. Is it just me? But these days, backlink providers and outreachers have crap links. Quality just seems to be poor these days. People run out of inventory, Heinrich, or the barrier to entry into link building. More people are fooled by cheap, shitty links. It is what it is. But there is a lot of crap out there. You know, you have to sift through a whole bunch of junk to get to the good stuff. That has just sadly always been the case, to be fair. Always. So
for sure,
everyone's a link builder. Even, you know, for me, Heinrich, I get inboxes, emails, LinkedIn, fucking mails, the whole works. You know, with their inventory and
a whole list. Yeah.
and you're just like, Jesus God, man, it's relentless. But yeah, someone somewhere is teaching that stuff, and people must be buying it. So yeah, fair play to them. But Honey is asking, does fetching the images from the money site to secondary website act as a backlink, and does it pass link juice?
So you're going to hot link an image from one site to another? Do I think that passes any type of relevance? I do. Definitely. Yes.
Chris is a hot linking expert.
Well, I'm a hot link user. I don't know about an expert. But I do enjoy dabbling with the fine art of hot linking, yes.
There you go, Honey. I think GMBO stands for giggling my butt off.
Yeah.
Never good to laugh at your own jokes, Joe. There's something to be said for that. Vikram, hello.
What's up, bro?
Live F1 fan. I can't live without vidIQ. It shows the views per hour counter next to the video views and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a great little piece of the jigsaw. Nerdy Romero's caught up now. My brain is turned up. Question, say I've got a GMB to list my website, but the phone number isn't the same as my website number. Do you think I'll still get the correlation organic rankings?
Well, why can't you mention that other phone number at least somewhere on the website? You know, why can't it be mentioned somewhere, at least in the schema or something, to make that connection? Yeah. Most notably, maybe in the schema or somewhere on the homepage. So it's an easy fix.
Put it somewhere. The connection that Chris says is the most important thing. Join the dots.
Definitely.
Kevin Holloman found Brad. Good to hear. Great to see which video is performing, or if someone is using ads or some other trickery to boost their video.
Oh, yeah.
Vikram reckons ChatGPT is going to mess up SEO.
Maybe.
You never know. Live F1 fan is very much the...
He really likes vidIQ. 3 comments. You like that one, huh? Me too.
It's the same as Crystal. He doesn't like to pay for it. So do you pay for the paid version?
Oh, no. I got a crack. You just like change the file. You said you did it too, you bug.
Yeah. But I'm Scottish. We're known. as yeah, being tight. But yeah, you can't pay for everything, Chris. There's got to be
No,
there's got to be something. I think
just
Screaming
SEMrush.
Frog was another one that I got some $20 version for the year.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking paying for them all. Fuck that. It's more money in someone else's pocket rather than mine.
It's only fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kevin hasn't heard the word Dreamweaver in almost 20 years. By the way, it's probably in the last couple of months, I've heard it about 5 or 10 times. A few people have certainly been talking about dusting it off and bringing it back. So I don't think it's away forever, Kevin. I think people are now going back to where it all started for those fast-loading websites. So you may have to get it back out. Prabhu, what type of niches do you think will be affected largely because of ChatGPT and Bard implementation? Do you think it will be a niche thing, Chris, or do you think?
Well, I definitely think they're going to start with specific niches. Like, I just, like Your Money, Your Life will probably is where they'll start, and then they'll start rolling out. That's the only thing I could think of.
Medic as well.
There you go.
You can't have ChatGPT churning out medical advice. Yeah, spitting out, here's how to treat whatever with some dog shit. Yeah, you can't. You just can't have that. So that's if it's not already in place to just totally ignore it in those niches. So yeah, it's quite funny the way.
I can understand that though.
Oh yeah, you can't. You just can't have. Come on, can't. But Nerdy Romero for AI search is really going to change the results for transactional queries. It's really just prompting people to ask fully comprehensible questions, right? Who knows? Who knows? And Facebook users saying, question for Chris, how the heck have you not heard of AI search replacing featured snippets in the last few days? Because Chris doesn't read his messages or social media.
I got my head down. I'm like doing like work, I'm just like working. I'm trying to grow a business. Yeah, dude, I haven't been on, Black Hat. I don't mess around on social medias unless it's to post. I stay focused. And then if I have free time, I go with my son. I'm just, I don't mess around. Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
It's a bad thing though. I think you can get caught up in the whole social media thing if you allow it. So
yeah, sometimes though I'll start going through and I'll be like, oh, hey, that's a cool picture. Hey, this guy has a car. And then I start scrolling and then I'm like, hey, what's this dude do? And then I'm checking LinkedIn. Next thing you know, an hour passed. I'm like, damn, so I try to steer clear. I try, and YouTube's the worst. I start watching, like SEO Fight Club. Next thing I know, they pop up a video. I'm like, oh, that's one I didn't see. I'll start watching that. Then your stuff will freaking pop up. I'm like, oh, I didn't, let's watch that. Dude, it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, I am very much the same as you. I get easily dragged into, and then before you know it, I'm watching some conspiracy theory bullshit. I didn't even start out to watch that. I was trying to learn something, and before I know it, I'm watching some weird conspiracy theory shit.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a madness. But Alexander, any info on Topical authority and zero volume keywords?
The only info that I know is the zero volume keywords are generally really good to create content around because they say zero, but gee, they just produce a lot of volume though. So, as far as creating content around them, that's my best advice. I like zero, or it'll say like 5 or 10.
Yeah. I think I've got a friend, I'm not going to name him, but he does a lot of stuff, mass page stuff. Now, if you were to put his website into Ahrefs or SEMrush, because he ranks for very, very specific terms, it will say his website gets little to no traffic. He gets 150 inquiries a day through that website, and it's all zero search, zero volume keywords. I mean, don't get me wrong, this guy's in a very, very specific niche as well, but it just says zero. It doesn't mean there is no search. They're not paying for that level of data, don't ignore them. Ignore them at your peril.
Or a lot of people aren't betting on it, usually, is what I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Link building with G Sheets. I'm not sure if that's a question or a suggestion, but if it is a question, let us know what the specifics are. Guys, if SEO dies, which I don't think it will, what profession would you switch to, Chris?
Auctioning.
Yeah. You already do that anyway, so
trying to not do it, but yeah.
Trying to escape it, Joe. You just go back to where he was.
I'll go back to buying pallets and holding a sale once a month. That's 10 a month, easy.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do, to be fair. I've only ever done this, apart from a couple of crappy jobs, but yeah, I don't know. I'd just have to utilize my personality in some way.
A hand model.
Who knows, Joe?
I don't know, Joe, but don't put that in the air, Joe. Cut that out. I'm trying to escape that.
Yeah. It's cool to know it's making the rounds. Kevin Holland says, Jeffrey, if I have 30 tier 1 backlinks, how do I build tier 2 backlinks? Can I send my spreadsheet of tier 1 backlinks to the tier 2 vendor? And what is the advantage of doing tier 1 and 2 connections myself through SEO Autopilot? So,
okay. Well, all of the tier 1 and tier 2, it all, quality makes a difference. What's the initial quality and what's the tier 2 quality? Also the anchor text, so as far as SEO Autopilot, that's probably more like a tier 2 or a tier 3. And you could use that, but that's only 400 links or so. What's their database? 400?
Yeah, about that.
So there you go. You have 400 to power up your initial. But then again, where did you get those tier 1s? Do you want to go send an SEO Autopilot to some dude's network? Probably not. So usually the person who's offering a tier 1 will generally have a tier 2 also available. A niche edit, a cheaper link, So yeah, it depends on the quality. Where are you buying it and how is it set up? Just be mindful of price structuring as you're going down in the tiers, and be very mindful of relevance of anchor text as you're building your tiers. You want to hold relevance big time. Very, very crucial. Don't go crazy. Don't go doing generics on your tier 2. Stick with your exacts. Don't waste it.
Macromedia was Joe's favorite back in the day. Classic for sure. Kevin says YouTube can be an absolute time suck. Can. And apologies to Joe. I just assumed that fake persona asking that silly question was actually Joe. It was actually Darren Muzzy, Chris. Muzzy.
Thanks, Darren.
Come on. Imagine doing that to Chris. But yeah, the lads in the mastermind are like, yeah, let's get Chris.
Come on.
But guys, do keep your questions coming. We do have 16 minutes left, so keep piling into the chat with any questions, and also please do give us a little like and subscribe on the video as well. We've got one little love, but I know there probably is more. but there's only one shown on here, which is never good. But yeah, make sure you ask as many questions as you can in the next 15 minutes. Otherwise, we'll end up just chatting garbage about something else, like the event in August in Vegas. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Well, it's not cemented, but it's definitely a go. Is it going to be August? It's getting close. Once it gets a little closer, yeah.
So yeah, there is going to be an event, maybe in August, maybe in Vegas.
Definitely online.
It'll definitely be online. I don't care about the online part. I just want to go to Vegas, hang out in Vegas. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't even care about the event. I'm just there for the beers and the fun
chat.
in Vegas. Yeah. The event will be nice as well, but yeah, I love Vegas. But NVDH, any tip for serviced area businesses to improve map ranking that everyone overlooks? So anyone, there's a one tip there for that type of serviced area business that you think everyone overlooks as such?
Naming the actual area instead of specific zip codes, because the area will encompass 10 to 20 different zip codes. So go after the area. Creating posts around the areas that you want to, target. Of course, having the connecting pages, so the service-based location pages, making sure that those are connected to the GBP. Reviews talking about those areas. Consistent link building, the pages, the posting, naming those areas, and then inside the reviews, naming those areas. That'll probably give you your best push. And then it's just time and patience.
Don't know if this means anything to you, Chris, but NVD says, Chris, glasses, purple, yellow, diamond.
No, nothing to me.
Not sure what that means, NVDH, but do let us know. Nerdy says, come on, August is anniversary month. My wife always says yes to Vegas. You can't celebrate being married for a full fucking month. Come on, man. Couple of days, a long weekend, but keep that date. I think it's maybe the 17th to the 20th or thereabouts, potentially. Make sure you're not celebrating on those days, Nerdy.
Yes.
But Joe is asking if you mess around with driving directions a lot without reviews, Chris.
Not so much anymore. I like to send queries with the directional requests. So create the directional request, add the keywords, plus brand, of course. But as far as the driving directions, I haven't been as successful as they once were, maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago. Google has really been changing like the geos. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's becoming a lot tougher to, force proximity utilizing directional requests, because like they're hip up on the geos now, like the IPs, like they're on it. So it's becoming increasingly difficult to move the needle with just directions. Unfortunately, sorry.
All good things come to an end. Well, not an end. They might still form part of your overall process, but I think if you've got a phone, I'm not talking about just directional requests, but if you've got a phone and you are literally standing outside a place suggesting edits and stuff, Google can figure stuff out, and I think actually being there helps rather than potentially faking those directional driving requests and stuff like that. So I can only go by what people test, but I know certainly Mr. Slorence gets good results when he's physically standing outside a place. when he's doing his funky stuff. So that's all I'm going to say, though. I don't want to give his secrets away. Yeah.
If he's actually there, I bet. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, dude. The first thing, right? I don't mind giving this away because I'm not giving away his secret. But Slorry went to Lanzarote last month, and he instantly got a GMB for himself and also the fake conference that he was at. So he just had this website with a fake conference in Lanzarote and got that done, all just by suggested edits and being at the fucking location doing it. So something to be said for that. That's all I'm going to say. NVDH, I had a few legit reviews removed from real clients that mentioned the city. Have you seen anything like that, Chris?
Legit reviews. I mean, dude, that happens. Non-legit and legit reviews, sometimes they get removed. The best thing to do is, I couldn't put a specific timing on it, but go back and freshen up your responses. It will cut down on the amount of times that you're losing authentic reviews. Go back in, freshen up the response. You'll notice that the stick rate will be a lot higher. So hopefully that helps you.
Slorry is great. It's an interesting character, Joe. Craig and Chris, I have one question. I see today Google Live presentation. I think this AI impact informational sites and some affiliate sites. I didn't see that live. I've seen people taking pictures of it. Will it impact informational sites and affiliate websites? Potentially. But again, you're always going to hear a lot of hype about a lot of negative stuff and what might happen. What actually happens is very often a different story. So it is what it is. Just embrace it. We'll figure a way around whatever the fuck they're doing. Someone always does. Facebook user, what's the best way to manage filters on an e-commerce website to avoid URL overbloat?
I'm not really the guy to ask about e-com. I don't know. Craig, what do you think? I steer clear. There's too many nuances, really.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, the problems with e-commerce websites, and I've given this example time and time again. Let's say you've got black shoes, men's black leather shoes, and obviously they come in a size 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Obviously, all of those it's going to have different URLs for all the kind of product variations. Do we need all of those to be there? Do we need all of those to be crawled and indexed? Absolutely not. So, you want to cut down on a lot of that, those URL strings that the search functionality or e-commerce websites bring in. So, there is a lot of technical SEO there and making sure that you keep the crawl budget for pages that are designed to rank well rather than being, a size 7 men's black leather shoe or whatever it might be. So yeah, you just have to think of it like that, and you're in full control anyway. Unless you're using something like Shopify or whatever, where you don't have that access to do that. But being the right platform, you want to try and make sure that Google is not getting to those URLs. It doesn't need to. They're there to serve the user more than anything. So that's the best way to deal with it in a short way. But Darren, what tool do you use for mapping internal links in a site?
Mapping internal links. Well, I mean, generally internal linking is going to be manual. I've utilized that Linky-Loo in the past on WordPress sites, and I've utilized Link Whisper. But you have to be mindful. There's still a lot of manual process. I think the best recommendation is do it manually while you're building out your content. And if you're going to utilize a tool like Link Whisper or Linkyloo, just be very, very mindful of what they're placing. So
yeah,
manual usually.
And if you want to really map it out, a pen and a bit of paper, Darren, works as good as anything.
Manual, yeah.
Darren is asking, do you use a tool for content briefs or do you do manual for what is ranking from other sites for a particular keyword?
So initially it's always going to be the primary service page. Then I'm going to look to answer 2 to 5 questions as supporting. And then once we have the primary service, 2 to 5 different questions as supporting content, the next thing would be, well, what's primarily driving the competitions pages? So oftentimes it's not going to be, oh, I have to add an additional page. It's going to be add this keyword to a page that we already have in order to get better rankings. So yeah, you can look at competitors. It's not always create another page. Sometimes it's go into a page that you already have that's ranking and optimize it more for other keywords or variations. But yeah, usually questions. Questions are usually the best. Or I'll go into like SEMrush. I'll put in the primary keyword. I'll go in and do broad and then related. And the relateds will usually kick back some good supporting content to support a primary service or location-based service page. Yep, that's what I do.
There you go, Darren.
There you go, brother.
Do you use pivot tables, Chris?
No, I don't even know what that is. Pivot table? No.
There we go. He asked what it was. Someone mentioned that today on my mastermind call, and I was like, there'll be people in here that don't know what a pivot table is. So,
Pivot table?
Yeah.
What is it? Let's see. Oh, analyze a worksheet. So it's like a Microsoft product?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. No, I never used one. What is it, like an Excel sheet, basically?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, do you use it, Craig?
No.
Does it help, or is it just more?
More if you're analysing data. So the example that Ryan Durrani gave in the mastermind today is if he pulls stuff from Screaming Frog, for example, and he wants to look at the internal linking of a website and how many links are going to each page, he will use a pivot table, and then you go to the right-hand side and you can select what data has been pulled. It helps you analyze the data exactly how you want to analyze it, and you can remove parts as well. So if you're doing that, but again, if you're using something like SiteBulb, you don't need to do that. But it works for some people and doesn't work for others.
Man, I was just looking at SiteBulb. Would you say SiteBulb is like a better version of Screaming Frog?
Yeah, much more visual. That's what I like. I'm a much more of a visual guy than a Screaming Frog guy, so to speak. Just hundreds of data. You're just like, oh fuck this. This is sore in the eyes. So yeah, but each to their own. I'm not saying Screaming Frog's bad by any means. It's a good, solid tool, but
of course,
visual is the way forward for me.
Oh, and SiteBulb so they've lowered their cost. So that's interesting. 10,000 URLs, huh?
Try it out.
Yeah, I think I looked at this before. It was more expensive. So you're saying that SiteBulb will give me the same analyzation as Screaming Frog, but it's just a cleaner interface.
Much cleaner.
I'm going to have to give this a go. I like it.
You will not regret it.
I believe you. I think I heard Clint speaking about this too. So
Clint's in there with all the good tools. Can you make semantics affiliate SEO video? Because Google more focus on semantics and lots of people find video.
So you're asking for a semantic SEO type video?
Mm-hmm.
And when you say semantic SEO, Craig, what do you think of immediately when you're thinking semantic SEO? entities, types of keywords,
Yeah.
clustering.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But other people use it, and that word's thrown around and twisted slightly by certain people. I'm not naming names or anything, but people like throwing that word around and make it sound a lot more difficult than what it actually is.
And it is.
Yeah. Just it can be confusing if you're new and people are chucking that around as if it's something it's not. But hey, who am I to be the judge? And Kazi says he thinks SEO is just going to get better with these chatbots. One hand, we get content. The other hand, we lose window shoppers who are just there to read SERP features and leave. Good point. If you already get traffic and they already know what SEO is from chatbot and they found you as a potential agency to partner with, would you be happier since they are well informed? You make a good point. And Gorilla Grass, for a brand new website, what would you throw at it as a must?
Well, it depends on what kind of site. If it's a local site, I would throw a lot of content at it first. Then I think I would do the initial branded press release, talking about the main location and the brand plus primary keyword. Definitely do the initial citations. I'd get on any of the paid directories that are niche specific, like your BBBs, anything that's niche specific and paid. I would do data aggregation. Then probably look to do 1 to 5 guest posts to any of the primary service pages, maybe a branded Web 2 layer, depending on competition. That'd be it to start. I think so. Yeah.
Hopefully that gives you a start. And Sandy Rowley, good to see you here. Long time no see. What are your thoughts on getting ahead with Google Bard AI for local SEO? Difficult. We've had a few questions relating to this today without it actually being out. Very, very difficult to give a recommendation at this point. Can it be utilised for local SEO? I'm sure it can be twisted for sure in one guise or another, but I can't really say too much without actually seeing it in action. I am very much in the fence on AI content in general anyway, because I think it will get slammed further down the line. But Chris, what's your thoughts, if any?
Yeah, if any. I mean, I don't know. That BARD was just noted 2 days ago. So I'm sure there'll be lots of posts and I'll have a lot better understanding in the next coming weeks. For sure.
Cool. But guys, sadly we are out of time, but there was a lot of questions today. Hopefully we answered them to the best of our ability. Yeah. And do check out Mr. Chris Palmer on whatever, YouTube. Find his website, whatever. You just look for Chris Palmer SEO on any platform, and I'm sure you'll stumble across him. Do check out Niche Website Builders. Check out Niche Website Builders. The link is below. And we will catch you at the same time next week, everyone. And if you are watching this later on, please do give us a little like and subscribe on the video as well, guys.
Yep. See you next week. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, everyone.